Hello and welcome to my analysis of the novel Atonement by McEwan. This video might serve as a starting point for your own analysis or simply help to revise the things you talked about in class. Either way, if you consider this video helpful, you might also consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. And now let's start off with a brief summary. Atonement by McEwan is a novel that explores themes of love, guilt, and atonement, set against the backdrop of the British countryside during the early 20th century. The story is told through multiple perspectives: Bryony Tallis, her sister Cecilia Tallis, their childhood friend Robbie Turner, and Robbie's fellow soldier and lover, Paul Marshall. The novel begins in 1935 with Bryony, now an elderly writer, reflecting on the events of the summer of 1935, which she believes marked the end of her childhood. At that time, Bryony was 13 years old and harbored a deep passion for writing. She was also a witness to a series of events that would have a profound impact on the lives of those around her. On a hot day in June 1935, Bryony witnesses a confrontation between Cecilia and Robbie, which culminates in them both jumping into a fountain and kissing passionately. Later that evening, Bryony walks in on Robbie and Cecilia having sex in the library. Bryony, who has a crush on Robbie, misinterprets the scene and believes that Robbie is attacking Cecilia. She tells her cousin Lola, who has also witnessed the scene, that Robbie is a dangerous man. Later that night, Lola is sexually assaulted, and Bryony accuses Robbie of the crime. Robbie is arrested and sent to prison, while Cecilia and her family cut all ties with him. The novel then shifts to Robbie's perspective, as he fights in World War II and struggles to come to terms with his imprisonment and separation from Cecilia. Meanwhile, Cecilia becomes a nurse and works to support the war effort, while also longing for a reunion with Robbie. In the final section of the novel, it is revealed that Bryony is the author of the novel that the reader has been reading. She confesses that she invented a happy ending for Cecilia and Robbie in her novel, as a way of atoning for the harm she caused them. In reality, Robbie died of septicemia before he could be reunited with Cecilia, and Cecilia died in the bombing of London. The novel concludes with Bryony reflecting on the power of fiction to shape reality, and on her own inability to atone for the harm she caused. She imagines a conversation with Cecilia and Robbie, in which they forgive her and tell her that they have found a kind of peace in death. In summary, Atonement is a novel that explores the power of perception, memory, and storytelling to shape our understanding of reality. It is a story about the consequences of one girl's mistaken accusation, and the ripple effects of that accusation on the lives of those around her. Through its multiple perspectives and shifting timelines, the novel reveals the complexity of human experience and the difficulty of achieving true atonement for our mistakes. Let's take a look at the main characters. Bryony is the novel's protagonist and the character who drives the plot. At the age of 13, she is a budding writer who has a vivid imagination and a desire for control. However, her misunderstanding of the events she witnesses on a summer day in 1935 sets in motion a series of events that lead to tragedy. As she grows older, Bryony comes to understand the damage her actions have caused and spends her life trying to atone for her mistake. Cecilia is Bryony's older sister and the object of Robbie's affections. She is intelligent, passionate, and independent, but also prone to self-doubt and insecurity. She is deeply in love with Robbie and is willing to risk everything to be with him, even in the face of societal disapproval. As she struggles to reunite with Robbie during the war, she is haunted by the memory of their last encounter before he was sent to prison. Robbie is the son of the Tallis family's housekeeper and a childhood friend of Cecilia and Bryony. He is intelligent, ambitious, and fiercely loyal to his friends and family. His love for Cecilia is a driving force in his life, and he is devastated when he is falsely accused of a crime. During the war, he fights for survival and hopes to be reunited with Cecilia. Paul is a wealthy young man who is engaged to Lola, Bryony's cousin. He is arrogant, entitled, and lacking in empathy. He is also the true perpetrator of Lola's assault, but Bryony's false accusation of Robbie allows him to escape justice. He becomes a successful businessman during the war, but his success is tainted by his guilt. Now, let's explore the narrative structure of the novel. The narrative structure of Atonement by McEwan is a complex and layered one, as the novel employs multiple perspectives and timeframes to tell its story. The narrative is divided into 4 parts, each with its own tone and focus, and each adding to the overall understanding of the novel's themes of guilt, atonement, and the power of storytelling. Overall, the narrative structure of Atonement is intricate and carefully crafted, reflecting the complexity of the novel's themes and the layered nature of its characters. The use of multiple perspectives and timeframes allows McEwan to explore the impact of individual actions on the lives of others, while also revealing the limitations of memory. Atonement by Ian McEwan is a complex novel that explores several major themes which are woven throughout the narrative and are central to the characters and events of the story. Let's have a look. The theme of guilt and atonement is central to the novel. Bryony's false accusation of Robbie is a mistake that haunts her throughout her life, and she spends years trying to atone for it. The novel explores the difficulty of achieving true atonement, the power of guilt to shape our actions and relationships, and the limitations of individual actions to repair the damage done. Another central theme of atonement is memory and storytelling. The novel explores the power of memory to shape our understanding of ourselves and others, and the ways in which storytelling can create, preserve, or distort our memories. The novel also reflects on the role of the writer in shaping reality and explores the tension between the desire for accuracy and the need for artistry. The novel also explores issues of social class and gender. The relationship between Cecilia and Robbie is complicated by their different social statuses, and Bryony's misunderstanding of their relationship is shaped by her own class biases. The novel also explores the limited options available to women in the 1930s and the impact of gender roles on the characters' lives and relationships. Finally, the novel explores the theme of love and desire. The relationship between Cecilia and Robbie is central to the novel, and their love is a driving force in their lives. The novel also explores the complexities of desire and the impact of societal expectations on the characters' relationships. Atonement by Ian McEwan employs a range of stylistic devices that contribute to the novel's literary power and impact. Here are some of the most notable stylistic devices used in the novel. The novel makes extensive use of stream of consciousness, particularly in the sections that are told from Bryony's perspective. This technique allows the reader to enter into the character's thoughts and experiences, creating a sense of intimacy and immediacy. The narrative is structured as a series of flashbacks and flash-forwards, which create a sense of instability and uncertainty. This technique reflects the character's confusion and anxiety, and also allows the novel to explore the impact of individual actions on the lives of others. The novel employs rich and evocative imagery and symbolism to create a sense of mood and atmosphere. For example, the repeated image of the vase that Cecilia breaks symbolizes the fragility of relationships and the potential for destruction. The novel also makes extensive use of allusion, particularly to literary and historical texts. For example, the opening scene of the novel, set in the garden, alludes to the Garden of Eden, while the references to Shakespeare's Othello underscore the theme of jealousy and mistrust. The novel also makes extensive use of allusion, particularly to literary and historical texts. For example, the opening scene of the novel, set in the garden, alludes to the Garden of Eden, while the references to Shakespeare's Othello underscore the theme of jealousy and mistrust. Finally, the novel employs metafictional elements, particularly in the final section of the novel, which reflects on the power and limitations of storytelling. This technique allows the novel to explore the relationship between fiction and reality, and to comment on the nature of narrative itself. This technique allows the novel to explore the relationship between fiction and reality, and to comment on the nature of narrative itself.